your captain today. You have microphone buttons if you want to talk. We'll start with the front seat. What's your name? Where are you from? Yes, you press this button to talk. And what's your name? Where are you from?
John from St. Louis.
St. Louis, right on. And in the back seats?
I'm Brandon from Houston, Texas. This is my wife, Jordan.
Sweet, nice to meet you guys. Welcome aboard. Is this first time in Hawaii for anyone?
Yeah, for me.
Everyone? Okay, cool. Well, feel free to ask me questions throughout the flight. Just press the button when you're talking. You can talk to each other, too. And then, did everyone watch the safety video inside?
Yes.
Paid attention? Okay, good. Well, there's one more thing I would add to the video, though. If you guys want to hold on to anything, for example, in the back seats, you would hold on to the seats in front of you. Just don't grab onto the seatbelts. And in the front seat, you have this extra handhold right here. You actually slide open this window, too. It's nice for airflow and for pictures. But yeah, that's about it. We just need final clearance and we'll be good for takeoff. You guys are all set?
Yes, sir.
Any question?
Is this the same as a medical evac chopper?
Yeah, usually do like EC 130s. A-stars are often for sheriffs or sometimes, yeah, police. You got movies too. You'll see these in all the movies.
So,
you know, like Fast and Furious and all those.
So a real medical helicopter would be bigger?
Usually medical might be a little bit bigger. Yeah, EC 130s, they also have like a shrouded tail rotor. So like, you know, they don't hit the tail rotor on anything. Usually they're operating in small spaces. But yeah, sometimes they use A-stars for that. You'll see the Blue Hawaiian helicopter on the way out. Those are EC 130s. Alright, just gonna get on with tower. Here we go. Flying. Yeah, I forgot to ask, is this first time in a helicopter for anyone?
Not for me.
No. Oh, nice. You guys have been up on tours before?
Yes.
And then, John, this is your first time?
Yes.
Right on, that makes two of us. That's the first day they let me fly with people. Here we go. The Blue Hawaiian, so that you can see the shrouded tail rotor, and it's about a foot wider. Yeah, bigger back seat. We have liftoff. You guys are doing all good? Big smiles. So we'll head out over Waikiki first, follow the east shore around the island. Definitely keep an eye out for sea turtles. They really like the shallow water. Yeah, let me know if you see any. Very important for all the islands. Yeah, everything comes through here in Honolulu first. About 80% of our stuff gets shipped in. Yeah, cruise ships come in through here. Yeah, the smaller barges will take it out to like Maui, Hawaii. Big island. Are you folks just doing Oahu this trip? Nice, it is my favorite one. Cool.
Yes. Tomorrow we're leaving on the Inter Island cruise ship.
Oh, nice. Is it that one? Might be. Oh, cool. There's a lot of surfers out today. You see all the surfers? Yeah, the waves were kind of mushy the past couple days with the south winds, but now the winds have calmed down, and it's a very popular area. This is all Oahu Beach Park. Yeah, down here is about 3 to 5 foot waves. We get up to about 8 feet in the summertime. We get a summer swell. And in the wintertime, we get a winter swell from the North Shore. And then you have Magic Island Lagoon here on the left. And then the start of Waikiki Beach. You guys can probably see your hotel from up here. Where's everyone staying?
We're staying at the Modern, just right there.
Oh yeah, the Modern right next to the Hilton Hawaiian Village.
Waikiki Resort.
Oh, nice, yeah. That one's pretty close to the beach, too, right? I think it's down there. The Modern gets a pretty good view of the fireworks. Have you guys heard about the fireworks tonight?
Yeah, we're waiting for those.
Oh, nice. Yeah, 7:45. Make sure you get a good spot out there on the beach. Turn here out over Waikiki, get a view on the right side too. Up on the right, Diamond Head Crater. That was like a vent from the main volcano, so not technically a volcano. Erupted very quickly, only took 2 weeks. It's called Tough Cone.
Yeah, I almost died up there yesterday.
Oh, you hiked up there, huh? Yeah, it's the most popular hike in Hawaii. Feet up. We'll climb up to 1,500 soon. Do you fly at all?
Just wanna be. Yeah.
Just what?
I know a lot about them.
Nice.
My brother-in-law is an American Airlines pilot.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you must have gotten a lot of free flights with him, huh?
They haven't done that yet, but he was a Navy pilot before that. Flew C-130s for the Marines.
Oh, that's epic. Yeah, we get a lot of the same instrumentation. So that's our altimeter, our vertical speed indicator, airspeed. We'll be pushing for about 100, 110 knots for the tour. And then of course you recognize like our attitude indicator, heading indicator. Lots of instruments, I know. It's confusing, but get used to it. Yeah, those bunkers you hike into on Diamond Head, you can see up at the top, but you can also see some of the side lookouts too, built right into the mountainside. This is the first military base in Hawaii.
Is that what the houses are in there?
The houses down at the bottom are personal houses. I mean, the lighthouse down there is pretty interesting. That's where the head of the Coast Guard lives. And then, yeah, lots of expensive homes along Palmwell Beach, Black Point, and Kahala coastline, too. This has got literally the most expensive housing in all of Hawaii. Average about $15 million. Keeps going up too. Most expensive home sold down there. Just about a month ago, it broke a record. Now it's $65 million. Huge Olympic-sized pool. No one knows who owns it. Try to keep out all the paparazzi. They won't leave me alone.
celebrity that bought it?
Maybe, yeah. A billionaire, probably. Yeah, Elvis Presley used to have a house down there. Nowadays, you have like the owner of eBay, owner of Panda Express. One time I saw Rihanna down there on the beach. She was staying at the hotel though. Yeah, a lot of them like to stay at Kahala Resort because it's separate from Waikiki. Love their golfing. That's Waialae Golf Course, most expensive golf course in all the islands.
What do they call that neighborhood?
Waialae and Kahala. Yeah. Yeah, Kahala's kind of by the shoreline, a little bit inland of that is Waialae and Hamaki. And they just built housing wherever they could find a flat spot. This last ridge line, for example, is Hawaii Lower Ridge. That's like the Beverly Hills of Hawaii. Lots of celebrities like Keanu Reeves, Jackie Chan, Bruce Willis, my house. I wish I had a house up there. I'm trying to manifest it, you know.
Talking about the ones with the tile roofs.
That would be cool, yeah. Yeah, I'll put a helicopter pad up there. If you guys are into water sports, it's a great place to come. Honolulu Bay has a lot of jet skiing, parasailing, banana boats. See a parasail down below us.
At home, Anheuser-Busch used to, he had his own personal one of these, and he would fly it and land on the roof at the brewery every day.
Oh wow, that's epic. Yeah, it'd be cool to own one of my own helicopters. This one goes for about $4 million. Doesn't even come with cup holders.
What is this guy, about 7, 8 years old?
Believe it or not, it's built in the 90s. But you know, it's had a whole new engine, 2 new engines since then. Every 2,500 hours of flight, we actually replace basically the entire helicopter, just by law. Over here is pretty cool. You can see like the layers and layers of lava, kind of like rings on a tree. This is like the newest part of the island. The oldest part is 4 billion years old, but over here is only about 3,500. But no active volcanoes on this island. Maybe if you hop over to Big Island, you'll see something. Kilauea has been erupting pretty actively since Christmas. And on the right, this was also kind of similar to Diamond Head, like another vent from the main volcano, Nama Bay and Coco Crater. Nama Bay just filled in with the ocean over time. You guys might have heard of this one for snorkeling.
Is this the Coco Head Trail right in front of us?
Yeah, it is. Have you tried that one?
No, I don't want to die on that one.
Yeah, exactly. It's a steep hike. You can see 1,048 steps to get up there. Ultimate Stairmaster. And Hanama Bay is great for snorkeling because it's a nature preserve, so there's tons of fish. Gotta make a reservation online, kind of similar to Diamond Head. They do keep it closed a couple days, Mondays and Tuesdays. Gotta give the fishes a day off, you know? They work so hard. The color of the water is just insane, isn't it? It's so clean, too. All that coral reef keeps the sand and sediment down low. It's like a natural filter.
It's so pretty.
Yeah, isn't it? I love this part of the island.
Where we live, the water is brown and dirty all year round.
Yeah, that's the best thing about Hawaii is we're out here in the middle of the Pacific. Not a lot of pollution at all. I get some brown water out on the east side because of all the rain. Bit of runoff, but that's about it. We also had nature where not a lot of algae grows. Yeah, this is a beautiful drive if you guys get the chance. Have you guys driven on the Tahiti coastline here?
No, that's next on our itinerary.
Oh yeah, must try it. Like they film a lot of movies down there. That's where all the tour buses first stop is, right there at the blowhole lookout.
That's the scene of From Here to Eternity.
It is Eternity Beach, yeah.
Yeah, we did that Tuesday with bus with.
Nice. Oh, you did the bus tour around the whole island?
Yes, sir. Outstanding commentator. It was a long trip. It was almost 12-hour day, though.
Yeah, I was getting 12 hours of information. I took one of those myself, too. I was impressed. And I'm like, how do I compress all this into 1 hour?
Now, is this roughly the path that the Japanese took on December 7th? Were they coming over these hills?
Not quite. I was pointed out about half an hour from here. It would be from the North Shore down through the Central Valley. Yeah, we'll fly right over Pearl Harbor at the end of the tour. Yeah, this is the eastern tip of the island. Akapu Point is here on the right. This one's a little bit easier if you want to take about half an hour to get up there. Even see people take wheelchairs up this one. Here's some families and kids.
Are there any active lighthouses on the island?
Yeah, that one's active. They're all active. That one they built in 1909. So there's this big ship that ran into the shore right there. There's actually got the largest lens in the whole country. 12-foot tall lens. They don't make them like that anymore. It's all handmade too. Here on the right, you got a lot of these little islands off the coast of Oahu. Most of them are bird sanctuaries. Big one there is called Rabbit Island. Lots of evil birds. About 50,000 of them nest there. The Coast Guard protects them. Coming up on the left, I'm sure they told you. Oh, nice. Yeah, there's a Chinook down there. President Obama's house. Yeah, Obama's vacation home. It's the biggest housing with the flat white roofs. Like 3 houses on one property. He's got the rock wall in the ocean in front of it. Yeah, Obama's vacation home cost him like $18 million. But he can afford it. And you can still go to a beach in front. Yeah, there's no private beaches in Hawaii. This might be hanging out with some Secret Service agents. And down below, this one's Waimanalo, longest beach on the island. 5.5 miles, so I like it because it never gets crowded, and the sand is very soft, almost powdery. You can kind of see the sand getting kicked up by the waves, so you get these like milky turquoise colors in the bay.
This reminds me of that scene when they're in the helicopter and he's going.
Legendary movie. My dad actually fought in the Vietnam War. He was a medic.
Awesome.
So they saw some crazy stuff.
I'm a retired propane man. I used to deliver gas to a veteran. He was a door gunner. He would always tell me, Charlie didn't mind you bringing in soldiers, but he didn't want to have them take you out.
Yeah. gonna do a quick radio call here, but up on the front left here is gonna be the Olamana 3 Peaks. Super dramatic ridgeline. Some people actually do this hike. Yeah, this one is 1,700-foot elevation. We'll start down in the neighborhoods and hike up to the tallest peak. That's the first one. You can see one person up there. A couple people actually. Usually they stop there because the second and third peaks are the most dangerous. They're along these razorback ridges.
How long does that take?
Depends how fit you are, but about 45 minutes when I did it. And some people like do these hikes every day and get their time down to like a third of that. Yeah, now you got a full view of the entire Oahu mountain range. So this used to be a volcano, and this was the middle of it. Maybe they told you this on the tour bus. The other half of the crater actually fell into the ocean. Big landslide.
Yes, he was talking about that. He said it was a huge geological ordeal.
Yeah, exactly. Made a mega tsunami. One of the largest in the world. Definitely the biggest in all of Hawaii. They call it the Oahu slide, and you can track the remnants of it underwater for almost 100 miles offshore. And for reference, this is 30 miles long. But yeah, it's about 2.5 million years old, over 3,000 feet. But they say it used to be up at 10,000 feet. So yeah, imagine this used to be over 3 times higher than it is today. Just years of erosion. The thing, like this mountain range captures a lot of moisture.
What are we looking at to the right?
Like in the water?
That neighborhood that looks like an airstrip.
Yeah, out there, that one's the Marine Corps base. Anyway, the Marine Corps base is like its own private island. It's pretty awesome to get stationed out there. I've heard it's the most requested base in the whole country. But yeah, they have their own little airstrip, lots of ospreys you'll see at the far end. And they have a private golf course, beach in the back. Yeah, they really have it made out there.
What do they call it?
Oahu Marine Corps base. Yeah, we have all branches of the military in Hawaii. That's the first one we'll see, but we'll also fly over Army, Navy, and Air Force. And then here on the right, this little island, looks like a private island. It's actually a research facility for University of Hawaii. Researchers actually live on the island. It's the coolest job. Down here on the right. Oh, you're looking at the coral reef?
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, and all the funny shapes below us. That's what a lot of the researchers are studying, the coral reef right here in the bay. They're known as super corals because they're super resilient. Ocean warming, acidification, low tide where these will pop out of the water. It's terrible for the coral, but it lives right through it. All naturally formed. You'll see some completely perfect circles. The only part that's unnatural is when they like cut out. You know, you'll see some straight edges for the boats to get in and out. Yeah, highly recommend taking a boat out to the sandbar if you guys get the chance. You can see them going out for the morning. Kayaking, snorkeling. I've even seen them set up volleyball nets and barbecues because it's so shallow. You see people standing up down there, like knee-deep water. Overprotected.
That's coral right down there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's coral reef with beige sand on top of it. Because over time, you know, the coral reef erodes and then you get white sand. The craziest thing I've seen down there is a wedding. Yeah, at the far end here, they had an altar and everything. They got married.
Now, is that small island out there, does it have a name, or is it just, you know, like a atoll or something?
Yeah, I know they have names, all of them. pretty much have names. Hawaiian name is Mokuli'i Island, but it's better known as Chinaman's Hat because it kind of looks like a hat. I'm sure you guys stop by it. Don't you usually go to that little beach park? You guys stop by that on the tour bus? Yeah, it makes for great pictures.
Guess nobody lives on it.
No, but you can go out to it. Yeah, it's quarter mile offshore. You can see people walk out there on really low tide. Gotta be careful not to get stuck out there when the tide rises.
Well, why is it that somebody wealthy enough for a $65 million house wouldn't put it out there and they have to, you got a ship or a yacht, and a generator to take care of everything?
Yeah, that would be pretty smart. Maybe because it has really steep cliff side to it. Yeah, I've gone out there, hiked up to the top. It's pretty vertical. But also just, you know, it's all about who owns the land too. It's owned by the state of Hawaii. It's not up for sale. Next we'll get into Cool Old Ranch. Does anyone have anything booked here? You know, where they filmed Jurassic Park?
We don't have anything.
Oh yeah, you should definitely look into it. Where they filmed Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, Jumanji, King Kong, Godzilla. Over 200 TV shows, movies. Yeah, they have a lot of the movie props still left over. Like dinosaur bones, King Kong skull. But yeah, welcome to Jurassic Park.
So that was filmed down in this valley?
Yeah, do you recognize it from the movies?
To be honest with you, I never watched it.
Oh, really?
my kids did, but I never paid attention.
Yeah, it's gorgeous back here. You can see why they film movies, just crazy cliffs. Yeah, you can see all the little trails where they do movie tours, horseback riding, zip lining. I did the electric bicycles, that was so fun. Well, I'm gonna go back for the ATVs. You can actually see the ATVs lined up out there. And the dinosaur bones here on the right. See the King Kong skull too, the white bones right there on the grass.
Left it there?
Yeah, exactly. It's from Kong Skull Island, specifically. They also have the footsteps of Godzilla still down there, too. You'll also see a bunch of cows down there. That's how they started. It was a cattle ranch. Cool Old Ranch bought this valley for only $1,300. Long time ago, though. And now it's worth something like $9 billion. Both ridge lines too. It's kind of cool to actually rent out of this little landing spot up here. And we have landed up there, done little picnics, proposals, and it even helped with a wedding up there.
Up here?
Yeah, it's kind of like up to the left over there. It's called the Epic Landing.
How'd they get up there?
You gotta take a helicopter, yeah.
So there's nowhere to land up there?
Yeah, there was this, there's just this little grassy patch that's up there. There's actually 2 landing spots. Yeah, that's the cool thing about helicopters, you don't need a runway. Go wherever you want. Yeah, this next valley is Kahana, and there's also Punaluu. This is the wettest part of the island right here. You can kind of tell, very lush forest. All the moisture from the ocean gets pushed in by the trade winds. You get trade winds about 90% of the year from the east. And it gets all trapped and driven up the mountains. That's why you always have these clouds perched on top, dumps down all the rain. Yeah, over 300 inches of rain. That's why, like I said, a little bit of brown water when these streams go out to the ocean when it's extra rainy. And then it also waters a lot of these farms down below. This is Punaluu farms where you have lots of tropical fruit, you know, bulu breadfruit, bananas, taro, sweet potatoes, some chocolate and macadamia nuts too.
If it's raining?
Yeah, as long as we get visibility in front of us of at least 3 miles, then it's totally legal, yeah. And it's kind of nice that it washes off the helicopter, you know? Yeah, on a really wet day, you just get a wall of waterfalls back here. Any folks want to see a waterfall?
I do.
Are you sure? I could skip it.
No.
Fine, I guess I'll show you guys the waterfall. The Sacred Falls is the tallest waterfall on the island. You'll see some smaller falls down at the bottom first. Those are called the Queen's Baths. And then down at the back there, Sacred Falls, you'll start to see the top of it first. It's 1,100 feet tall from top to bottom. It's 2 drop downs. Yeah, I'll do a turn, put it on the right side first. Yeah, you can think of the mountains like a catcher's mitt for all the water up there. Natural watersheds feeding the waterfalls for weeks. It's kind of cool to see how the water cuts away at the rock over time. And there used to be a hike that went back here, but they had to close it for big landslides and flash floods. So you really can only see it by helicopter. Or by breaking the law. Yeah, some people still sneak in. Like a $2,500 fine. If you get caught. Yeah, there it is on the left side. There she flows. Also heard it's haunted down there. Gotta watch out for ghosts. Just gorgeous. Sweet, swinging up north. Oh, your button's down here.
The tour guide said something about the ghost of a queen.
Oh yeah? Yeah, I know, like the Queen's Baths down there, it's called that because the Queen used to come out here and, you know, very spiritual experience, used to bathe in those waters. She did not die down there though. There's also ghosts of the night marchers all over the islands, especially when there's ancient battles. But they say Sacred Falls is especially haunted because there are people that have died in there. You know, back in 1999, big landslide and flash flood killed about 30 people. A lot of them were kids. It was a Boy Scout troop on Mother's Day of all days.
Have you ever flown an ultralight?
No, not yet. Just a Cessna and, of course, smaller helicopters. They look like fun. They usually hang out up by the North Shore, up by Dillingham Airport.
I don't think I'd want any part of that.
Yeah, they look like paper planes. Yeah, you get less and less housing. Now we're facing the North Shore. Just past Haula, this is Laie, and then Kahuku up ahead. Laie has a Polynesian Cultural Center. Yeah, Yeah, great place to learn about Hawaiian history, Tonga, Fiji, Samoa. Highly recommend trying their luau too. They have the largest luau on the island. Fantastic fire show as well. You guys try a luau yet?
Yeah, we went the other night.
Oh, nice. Which one?
Kawawana.
Which one?
Kawawana at Aloha Tower.
Oh, Awawana. Oh, okay. Yeah. I heard about that one. Was it any good?
It was pretty good. I thought it was going to be bigger.
Oh. Yeah, that's the thing. They're usually limited by the size of the venue. But it's always fun to watch them play with fire, right? Very authentic food, too.
Oh, the food was amazing. What are those three spears up there on the...
Those are radar domes. Yeah, they're part of the DTS, Diplomatic Telecommunications Service. There's actually only 7 of those sites in the world. 3 of them in the US, and then you also have one in the UK, Italy, and Germany.
Military communications or...
Yeah, it is government. It also is a site of the Opana radar site. So that's where we first saw those Japanese coming into Pearl Harbor. But they thought it was like just a training exercise. They didn't realize that it was Japanese. So that would have actually saved a lot of lives if they were doing their job right. Big mistake.
Yeah, the legend is that the operators thought it was the squadron of B-17s. That don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. Next we're getting up to Turtle Bay Resort. That's the only resort up here on the right. So it's really like the countryside up here. You can also see the western tip of the island out to our left. That's Canada Point. So this is all considered the North Shore out in front of us. Up to big waves, big surf competitions in the winter time. So like I said, there's these winter storms up in the North Pacific causing a winter swell. It's really big in December, January, especially gets up to 50-foot waves.
Where's the pipeline at?
It's off to our front left. It's kind of by that boat. Yeah, just inland of that boat. You guys stop by pipeline?
No, we haven't yet.
Yeah, they call it because of the pipeline of the wave. Now it's calming down for summer though. I can still see some surfers out there. Has anyone tried the shrimp trucks up here?
No, I'm going to do that tomorrow.
Nice, yeah, definitely a must try. You heard of Giovanni's?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, that's the most popular one. My favorite is Ted's Bakery though, because they do the shrimp plate, but also you can get a slice of coconut pie right after, dessert. It's pretty close to Sunset Beach, Ted's Bakery. Yeah, Sunset Beach is right where the sand touches the road. And then after that rocky point is Bonsai Pipeline, and after that is Waimea Bay. They host the Vance Triple Crown, the Eddie, the Hurley Pro, Billabong Pipe Masters. They take it very seriously. The Vance Triple Crown grand prize is $100,000. Some of the surf companies own these houses on the edge of the beach. There's like a Ruka house, Volcom house, Quicksilver house. That way the surfers that they sponsor have direct access to the waves. You guys chose a great time of day to fly too, when the sun shines straight down into the water like this. Really makes the blues and the greens pop out. Makes someone turn it up to saturation.
Taking down those windmills.
They're taking them down?
He said they're causing too much damage to the birds.
Yeah, it's killing a lot of birds. To protect the birds out here, and we're doing a lot more solar instead. They might have told you about Shark Cove out here on the left. Kind of funny how it's got its name. It kind of looks like a hammerhead shark from up above. Yeah, so they call it Shark's Cove. Don't worry, there's no sharks there. It's a great place to go snorkeling. They do have shark diving. That's more offshore. It's kind of by those boats out in the middle of the water. Being caught from Haleiwa Boat Harbor. And this is that Waimea Bay I was talking about. It requires at least 40-foot waves to host the eddy. That's the big wave surf competition. So conditions aren't always right to host it every year, but luckily this past December we had good enough waves where they hosted the contest. 40,000 people showed up though. Imagine that on this tiny road. That is not worth it to drive out there. Mayhem. Either watch it on TV or, you know, take a helicopter flight. Actually, there's some photographers. Got some shots of the big waves. The craziest thing though is there's actually turtles in the waves. You would not expect it. These gigantic 50-foot waves. There's a little waterfall there on the left. That's Waimea Falls, just to the left of that first windmill. Very easy hike to get in there. You can go swimming there too. There's a lifeguard set up and everything. Nice little 40-foot swim hole. Beautiful botanical garden too. Yeah, these windmills they put up around 2012, 2014. And we're doing pretty good on renewables. We're trying to get to 100%. Right now we're at 32%. And each island has a separate electrical grid. What's cool about the Big Island, they have the active volcanoes. So they actually get their energy, about 30% of it, from the volcanoes, geothermal. Yeah, it's impressive, huh? Especially since the electricity out here is so expensive, about 3 times the national average.
I guess this is the agricultural area.
Yeah, we're coming up on Central Valley where they do a lot of farming. You also see a lot of these albizia trees down below. You see the trees that kind of look like broccoli? And up ahead too. They're originally brought over from Indonesia about 100 years ago to keep the land together. You know, because we have a lot of erosion. Our rock is inherently pretty crumbly. But now we can't get rid of them. They're actually terrible because of the canopy, right? The big canopy blocks out the sunlight for everything down below it. So they have incentive for people to go chop them down, put them into cabinets or surfboards. There's a surf company making surfboards out of them. It's pretty cool.
They're making surfboards out of those?
Yeah, albizia trees. They even named the surf company Albizia.
So what are they growing out there? Not pineapple anymore?
Oh, no, yeah, definitely pineapple. No sugar cane is the thing. Yeah, the pineapple is out in front of us. Cattle's down below. And then you have coffee here on the right. You guys probably drove right through these, right? The pine trees help protect the coffee from the wind. But yeah, so number 3 commodity in Hawaii. Lots and lots of coffee.
Where's the coffee?
Inside those pine trees back there. Those are multiple companies, not just one. And then Dole owns all the pineapple fields though. And there's different colors to all the fields. They're pineapple, but they're at different stages to keep that consistent supply. That takes almost 2 years to grow a pineapple.
I was under the impression that the coffee on these mountains up in Higher
No, they're grown here on Oahu at least, and then you might know about Kona coffee. That's kind of growing up at about 1,000-foot elevation. I mean, believe it or not, out in front of us, this is 800 feet above sea level.
Well, I was thinking of Juan Valdez going up the mountain in Colombia.
Oh. And then the Dole Visitor Center, maybe you visited that one as well? Kind of cool to see the Dole maze from up above. Pineapple in the middle. with yet?
No, we haven't yet.
You can usually get it in a couple hotels, even Disneyland. They have a partnership, but it's only here, though, that you can get all the different toppings, the syrups and chocolate, pineapple chunks. Yeah, you have to try it. This is also a pretty popular spot here. You see at the intersection of the roads, that's Green World Coffee. You can actually see the coffee. Go check it out with the great gift shop, too. Get extra fresh coffee. Maybe you have stopped by there, too, right? The tour bus?
Yeah, you're almost following his route.
Yeah, pretty much.
Except he didn't go over here.
I probably drove right through here.
I don't remember this, a little airstrip.
Yeah, this one you can't quite see from the road too well, but yeah, this one is Wheeler Army Airfield. You got Schofield Barracks on the right, and a lot of Black Hawk helicopters. Those are the ones closest to the hangars. Across the way are Apaches and Chinooks. It's about 106 years old, so it has a lot of history. A lot of the damage still left over from the Pearl Harbor attacks, for example. Yeah, so we're flying the same flight path as the Japanese took to come in and bomb Pearl Harbor. You can see Pearl Harbor out there. You can see Diamond Head in the distance. But yeah, they came from the North Shore. Hit Wheeler first, tried to take out our planes so we couldn't retaliate. And then continued down to Pearl Harbor, tried to take out our ships. And they were much lower though. They're down at 500 feet to avoid the radar. Right now we're about 2,000 feet. Imagine being 4 times lower than this. And my grandma was telling me she saw the attack. She was only 22 years old.
Have you ever been in a military helicopter?
Not in the air, no. They don't really allow passengers, right? I've only been on the ground. Like, I've actually done a tour of Wheeler Airfield. One of the mechanics was getting his pilot license with us, so he was one of my students. And he got, like, the whole class together to go tour the Blackhawks, the tower. It's pretty cool learning all the history there. You can actually see a lot of the damage left over from the attacks. A lot of the windows still blown out. You know, they actually leave it like that on purpose. Historical buildings.
And that's all right down here at Wheeler?
Yeah, Wheeler. And they have the same thing at Ford. You know, a lot of historical buildings. Have you been to the Aviation Museum?
I did that. I didn't go to Schofield Barracks though. That down here with Wheeler?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that a carrier we're looking at out there in the middle?
Yeah, that is a helicopter carrier. That's the USS Peleliu.
So we're looking at the real Navy base.
No, it's a fake one. Yeah, it is the real naval base. That is the decommissioned ships for the middle lock. And then on the far end, you'll see some cruisers, destroyers. Yeah, we'll get a little bit closer and I can point them out.
Yeah, the one, the Navy man, retired Navy, but the Missouri, he told me that the real carrier, you know, the Ford and all that, they don't stay here. It's not, they just stop by.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've seen some aircraft stop by here. Hold on, I gotta do a radio call. 1 second. I'm just gonna do a quick radio call to get us into Honolulu airspace. Kind of best to tell you about what we're seeing, though. You guys are doing all good for now?
Yep, doing great.
Alright, 1 second. the ocean and shoot at them, even sink them offshore. Yeah, just about 2 miles offshore. It's about 16,000 feet deep, so over 3 miles deep out there.
Right here, what we're looking at?
A couple miles offshore is where they sink them. I was saying, they actually used to have a sister ship to the USS Pililoo. So imagine one of those at the bottom of the ocean. They got down about 10 months ago.
They making an artificial reef out of it?
Yeah, it creates an artificial reef. They do take out the engine and the oil first, so it doesn't create a hazard. But yeah, apparently the fishes love it. Those yellow trees really stick out, huh? The Navy SEAL base, those warehouses, and then you got Ford Island here on the right with the grassy strip in the middle. That was the old runway. The USS Arizona is coming up here on the right. Yeah, we'll do a turn to put it on the left side first. We can start to see it now. Brandon, are you planning on going to the memorial?
Yeah, we're doing that Monday.
Oh, Monday, nice. You got reservations too?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you'll see it's breathtaking. From up here, very powerful. You can see the whole ship underwater. You can see the buoys marking up the bow and stern. A little bit of oil slick on top of the water that's leaking from the ship itself. After all these years, since 1941. And it's going to continue leaking. They're not going to tell you this, but for the next 500 years, believe it or not. They can't take it out because it's considered a military grave. Over 900 people still inside that ship. Yeah, it's great that you guys have reservations. Those things can book out a month in advance.
We did that Wednesday. But I wish they would have gave us a little more time. They
Just 15 minutes, right?
Yep. Yeah, they move you in and out pretty quick.
Yeah, luckily you can usually hop in the standby line if you want to just go another time. And then the USS Missouri is a battleship right behind it. We signed a peace treaty with Japan on the Missouri, so it's kind of interesting to see like the start and the end of the war facing each other like that. And then you got the USS Bowfin submarine down here on the right. They do tours of that as well. And when you guys go, definitely talk to the park rangers down there. They're just so passionate about history. Yeah, they definitely hired the right people. Lots of stories to tell.
Supposedly the Nimitz is making a call.
The Nimitz?
It supposedly is doing some exercises here.
Is the Aloha Stadium on the left.
Are they gonna start building a new one?
Yeah, they're gonna make a whole new stadium. It's getting just a little bit old, so it'll be a whole complex. Restaurants, apartments, and a new stadium. Yeah, they also do the flea market there every Wednesdays and weekends. Pretty good gift shopping. I'm sure the family back home is expecting gifts from Hawaii, right?
Oh yeah, everybody has a list.
Definitely got some macadamia nuts. All the flavors. And yeah, these are the cruisers, destroyers, nuclear submarines they keep right here. And it's a naval Air Force base, joint base. These usually carry like C-17s, some C-130s, F-22 fighter jets they keep lined up in the back. And they share all the same runways as Honolulu, so kind of cool to get to watch them take off right in front of us. for the clearance.
What's that runway out in front of us?
You asked about the runway out there?
Yes.
That's the runway 8 right. It's just a standard runway. You might actually fly out on it, or maybe even landed on it already, but they call it the reef runway because it was built on reef. You can see they dredged out quite a bit to build that out there. And it's a big reason why we're able to handle this much tourism. More big planes, more tourists can come through. I also heard it's a backup for the U.S. space shuttle back in the day. Kind of funny they put a golf course right in the middle of the runways, huh?
That sounds like a perfect day to be golf and watch planes.
Is that the tower that you're hearing in the background?
Yeah. That's the tower. You can actually see the tower right there. They can't hear the tower in the back seat. It's just you because you're in the co-pilot seat. Yeah, it's pretty busy in Honolulu Bravo airspace. Yeah, we get about 9.8 million visitors every year. You also see the largest commercial jet down there. Do you see the ones painted with the turtle on it? There's an orange one and a blue one. The double-decker goes back and forth to Japan. 1.4 million pounds max takeoff gross weight.
Is that one over there where it's A&A?
Yeah, ANA. Yeah, exactly.
Is that Airbus 680?
380. A380s, yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 decks.
Yeah, do you see the second set of windows? Sweet, we are coming up on the end of the tour. Thank you folks for flying with me today. How was the flight?
Oh, it was amazing. Thank you for everything.
Yeah, it was.
It was so pretty, thank you.
Nice, yeah, I'm glad you guys had a good time. And it was not bad for your, was it second helicopter flight?
This is my first doors off, but I've done plenty of helicopters.
Yeah, how was it with doors off? Not too scary?
No, not at all.
It was fun.
Yeah, you guys are brave. I don't even have my door off. You guys get unseated, you can hang out for a little bit. You guys have a few more days left in Hawaii?
Yes, we leave Monday.
Oh, nice. Okay, so Pearl Harbor, and then you're out of here, huh?
Yeah, do something before we get the last flight out.
Yeah, it's great you guys have plans to get up to North Shore, too. And John, you're going on the cruise ship? That must stop by all the islands, huh?
We're going on...
Yeah, thank you guys, Ken. Appreciate it. 4 islands?
4 islands. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you're going to love it.
From Saturday to next Saturday.
Whole week, wow. Yeah, usually, what is that? Maui, Big Island, Hawaii. Is Oahu considered one of the islands?
No, we did it. A week here, and then we're getting on the ship in the second week.
Oh, gotcha.
And it comes back, then we get on the plane here. So.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. Hope you enjoy it.